My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. Over the last couple of months here on the channel, I've been discussing my thoughts concerning the overall health of the outdoor industry. We discussed recently how Walmart sold Moose Jaw. Then I shared the news that one of the best known outdoor companies closed their doors, shut down their operations, and basically began selling off the company piece by piece. Today I'm back with even more news concerning the outdoor industry. First on the list is REI. This is a very well-known company, and this is the main focus of this story. But before I'm done, I will be touching upon another outdoor company that's just as well known as REI that could be in some trouble. Just in case you don't know this, REI is an outdoor outfitter, and they have a very large presence online, and they do have physical stores as well. While you have likely heard of this company before, it's unlikely that you know that this company has not been doing well for the last couple of years. Only recently have I learned of just how bad of a situation this is. In 2022, REI reported a net loss of $164 million. Just the other day, the company released their financial information for 2023, and the losses were astounding. REI stated they lost $311 million. And that's even when they let off a bunch of employees and currently are going through an operations restructuring plan. In addition, the company is projecting for 2024 to have losses just as great as 2023 or even more so. Or even worse, in other words. The question being asked by myself and other publications is this: why is REI doing so badly, especially when other outdoor retailers are doing so well? In my opinion, there are two problems facing this company, and I'll go over both of them now. First off, REI has a reputation for being the place that wealthy people go to shop when it comes to outdoor gear. They've had this reputation for a long time, but it was really driven home into consumers' minds during the pandemic. During the pandemic, people weren't working, people didn't have that much money, but yet REI continued a course of action that they've had for many years. They filled their stores full of very expensive products, e-bikes, camera equipment, super expensive high-end products. I'm sure you all remember what it was like during the pandemic. A lot of people weren't working, but a lot of people were getting out. That's why the outdoor industry was booming during that time, but it wasn't booming for REI. And moving forward, the company's still not doing well. For some reason, REI failed to change course and they continued on with the regular plan, and this upset a lot of people. So what did their consumers do? Well, they turned their attention to other stores, other outfitters, other retailers, and they went elsewhere. They purchased gear that was much less expensive. And that's why companies like Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, all of those companies, they were booming during that time. These companies are continuing to perform extremely well today, even in this terrible economic climate that we're facing in the US. Again, people do not have much money to spend. They have to make the decision between expensive gear and putting food on the table. But if they could find good quality, less expensive gear, they can make things work. And again, this is why these companies are doing so well and why REI is doing so poorly. Before I discuss the other reason why I think this company is doing so poorly right now, let's just talk about my experiences with REI in relation to point number one. As you all know, I live out in the middle of nowhere. There is no REI even remotely close. But anytime that I travel, I go on vacation, if I see one, I will go in one and check it out. The first REI that I went to was roughly 8 years ago. I was on vacation. It was my wife and I, our kids, and a friend of mine. So we went inside of the store. We were all blown away by the prices of everything in that store. We walked through the store, looking at the prices, looking at our phones, comparing prices with other places, and we were all shocked. For an example, we would walk up to a backpack, take a look at the price tag, then Google the price where you can get it elsewhere, and the pack would be well priced above other sources. It was just shocking to me. I remember walking out of that store being floored because I've heard so many good things up to that point about REI, and I just was shocked. Everything in there was so expensive. Because there was so much interest in REI, before I left the store, I did purchase a tent. Now, unfortunately, I never did a review on that product for multiple reasons. As soon as I left the store, basically the product was discontinued. So there was no point of doing a review on that product. The other reason was because the tent fell apart in a way that I've never seen before. Within 1 year, the tent absolutely disintegrated. All of the seam tape delaminated and the coatings came off too. Again, I've never seen this happen the way that this happened to this tent. Interestingly enough, I mentioned this in a video and I heard from a bunch of people who have purchased previously at REI with their name brand products who have had the exact same issues when it comes to backpacks and tents. I don't know how widespread of a problem this is, but I can tell you from my own experiences with that tent, It fell apart in a year in a way that I've never seen happen before. Anyways, let's get back on track here and let's talk about the reasons why I think this company is doing so poorly. So we already talked about how everything's expensive in their stores and they have the reputation for being the place that wealthy people shop at. An additional problem that people have with this company goes back to 2018. At that time, the company made the decision to pull numerous brands from their websites, from their stores, because the owner of those companies also owned a company that manufactured firearms and ammunition. In other words, the company didn't just tiptoe into politics, they went full force with their bullhorn, and basically they were telling people the way that they wanted it to be. I bring this up because this is one of the reasons why this company has such a negative image. A lot of people haven't gotten over this and they will not shop there. These are the two main reasons why I think this company is doing so poorly when other outdoor companies are doing so well. I base my opinions from what I see, what I read, and also the opinions of my viewers. Anytime that someone writes in about REI, most of the time it's a negative. I hear from people all the time who are going into their stores, looking at backpacks, and they're walking away saying, I can't spend $350 on a backpack that I'm going to wear once or twice a year. I completely get it. It does not make any sense at all for that reason. When you can go out to another retailer, buy a pack for $190, that makes sense. A backpack for $350, that doesn't make sense. And then of course we have the viewers who simply will not support this company because of their anti-Second Amendment stance. With that being said, let's talk about how REI plans to turn things around going forward into 2024 and also into 2025. Their grand plan is to expand, and I'm not sure if this makes any sense. In 2024 alone, the company plans to add 10 physical stores, bringing their number of physical stores over 180. Additionally, the company is going to continue with their restructuring plan, and they're going to more than likely have some more layoffs. To turn things around, does REI need to build more stores? Is that the solution to their problems? In my opinion, I would say no. We have seen similar strategies from other outdoor companies, and oftentimes this does not work out well. I don't see the problems that REI has as being a brick and mortar problem, a physical store problem, but rather an image issue, an image problem. What do you all think about that? Comment down below. What are the issues with REI? Do you agree with my perception or do you see things differently? And of course, keep it civil as far as the politics go. This channel is not about politics, but I had to share what I had to share because it is a reason why this company is doing so poorly. Now, before I go, everybody, there is another company to talk about, and that is backcountry.com. Going back to 2023, a story began circulating that the company that owns Backcountry was considering selling it. Just in case you don't know this, backcountry.com is a large outdoor retailer that's almost as large as REI. In fact, I would say that it's REI's biggest competitor. Anyways, for whatever reason, the owner of backcountry.com is wanting to unload it. They're wanting to sell it, and they're serious about it. They are so serious about this, in fact, that they have brought on an investment bank to facilitate the matter. As of the time of filming this video, no new news has been released concerning the sale of this company. It's interesting, everybody. Here I am again with more bad news concerning the outdoor space. What do you all think is going on? Again, we're seeing companies being sold, others closed down, other companies losing insane amounts of money. Without a doubt, the poor economy is playing a big role in the issues that these outdoor companies face today. And the question is, who's going to change course and continue to live on, and who is going to go under? When talking about REI, they've done a fantastic job of isolating themselves, putting themselves into a corner, into a rough spot. And the question is, can they get out of it? I don't remember the last time that I heard anyone say anything good about the company. But that's not the case when it comes to other outdoor companies. Can an outdoor retail chain survive with only wealthy clientele and with those who have the same political leanings as the upper management of that company? I don't know. I have no idea. I guess together we will find out. That is the latest outdoor news, everybody. Make sure to sound off in the comment sections down below. What do you all think about REI? What do you all think about what's taking place with their company? Do you think they can turn things around? Let me ask you all this. When you're looking for some outdoor gear, where do you go? What sites do you look at? And how big of a role do you think the current economy plays in how these companies are doing? Without a doubt, I've given you all a lot to think about. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Take care. Be well. Strength and honor. Bye for now.